Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news all right, Bills Mafia. Buckle up because the latest buzz around the NFL is stirring up some serious excitement, and it's all centered on a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the AFC East landscape. The whispers are growing louder about the Buffalo Bills being in the mix to acquire Jalen Ramsey from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if this deal goes through, it might just be one of the biggest moves of the offseason. And trust me, this isn't just about adding a star cornerback. It's about shifting the entire power balance within the division and setting the stage for another deep playoff run. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Wait, Jalen Ramsey from the Steelers? That's right. It sounds almost too good to be true, but the insiders are saying that negotiations are heating up. According to sources close to the league, the Bills are looking to make a bold move by offering a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft along with a conditional second-round pick. The goal? To bring in Ramsey, a player who can bring elite shutdown coverage to our secondary, something we've been craving for years. The plan, if it materializes, is to bolster our cornerbacks and significantly reduce the big plays that have haunted us in recent seasons, especially in the passing game. This move makes a ton of sense for the Bills, especially considering our current roster. Our secondary has shown flashes of brilliance, but it's also been vulnerable to explosive plays, which have kept opponents in games longer than they should. Bringing in Ramsey, who's just 31 but still playing at an elite level, could be exactly what we need to lock down top receivers and make offenses think twice. His stats from 2025 are nothing short of impressive: 78 tackles, 5 interceptions, 16 pass deflections, and a PFF grade of 96, which ranks him among the top cornerbacks in the league. His coverage rating of 92, 1 and run defense of 76, 8 prove he can do it all. Ramsey's career is filled with highlights, including 25 interceptions and over 500 tackles. But what makes him a perfect fit for Buffalo is his ability to be a true lockdown corner. With him patrolling the outside, our defense could become one of the stingiest in the league, forcing quarterbacks to second-guess their throws. And let's not forget, adding Ramsey would also help pair him with Tre'Davious White, creating a formidable duo that can shut down even the most talented receivers in the league. This kind of pairing is what separates good defenses from elite ones, especially in the playoffs when every yard counts. Now, why would the Steelers be open to such a trade? Well, Pittsburgh is in rebuild mode. After finishing last season with a 7-10 record and missing the playoffs, they're clearly shifting gears. The Steelers have about $42 million in cap space, which they'll need to free up to address their offensive line issues and rebuild the roster from the ground up. Their secondary, despite having some solid players, struggled mightily last season, giving up an average of 240 yards per game through the air. Far too many for a team with playoff aspirations. Trading Ramsey could be a way for the Steelers to recoup draft capital and focus on building a younger, more cap-friendly roster. It's a classic rebuild move, and by trading Ramsey, they're banking on the fact that young players and future picks can help them get back into contention faster. Some analysts are skeptical, though. They point out that losing Ramsey might be a blow to the Steelers' defense, especially since he's been a consistent playmaker. His absence could lead to a spike in completion percentages against their secondary, potentially increasing by about 9%. That's a significant jump that could make a difference in close games. But the Steelers are betting on their rebuild, and they're willing to take that risk to clear cap space and develop new talent. For the Bills, this potential trade is massive. Imagine pairing Ramsey with Tre'Davious White, our own shutdown duo. That could elevate our defense to a whole new level. Our secondary, which already showed promise last season, would become an absolute nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Statistically, adding Ramsey could result in about 8 more interceptions this year, and a reduction of roughly 16% in passing yards allowed per game. That's huge. It would also cut down on big plays, which have been a thorn in our side for years. Our pass defense, which allowed 22 points per game last season, could see a dramatic improvement, making us more playoff-ready than ever. Plus, with Ramsey on the roster, our overall statistics would get a boost. His presence alone could lead to an increase of about 2-1 tackles per route when compared to our current cornerbacks like Christian Benford, who had a PFF grade of 75. 3 last season, his ability to lock down receivers would force offenses to alter their game plans, giving our front 7 more freedom to generate pressure. And let's not forget, in the NFL these days, having a top-tier secondary is often the key difference in winning championships. The Bills, with their $70 million cap space, are in a prime position to make this move without sacrificing too much flexibility. From a strategic standpoint, acquiring Ramsey could also influence the odds of the Bills winning it all. Bookmakers have the Bills' Super Bowl odds improving from around +2, 500 to +900 if they land Ramsey. That's a huge shift, and it reflects how much this move could elevate our chances of not just making the playoffs, but actually competing for the Lombardi. His addition would be considered a real X-factor, a game-changing piece that could tilt the scales in our favor during those critical postseason moments. And then there's the division implications. The AFC East is already a fierce battleground, but adding Ramsey to our secondary could make us the team to beat. It's no secret that our division rivals, like the Miami Dolphins and New York Jets, have been building strong defenses and explosive offenses. Now, imagine Ramsey lining up against their top receivers like Tyreek Hill or Garrett Wilson. That's a matchup nightmare for any offense. Our secondary would be among the top 4 in the league, raising our defensive grade by about 22%. Bettors are already betting heavily on the Bills, with odds on winning the AFC East dropping to -120 if we make this move. The Buffalo Bills, a deep dive into our franchise's rich history and future ambitions before we go further. It's vital to understand the context of where the Bills stand in NFL history and what this potential move signifies for our franchise. The Bills, established in 1960, are one of the league's most iconic teams with a passionate fan base, famously known as Bills Mafia. Over the decades, the franchise has seen its share of high highs and heartbreaking lows. Their most glorious era was in the early 1990s, led by Hall of Fame quarterback Jim Kelly, wide receiver Andre Reed, and a tough, resilient defense. During this period, the Bills appeared in 4 consecutive Super Bowls from 1990 to 1993, unfortunately losing all 4. Those losses, especially the infamous Super Bowl XXV where Scott Norwood's famous field goal attempt sailed wide right, still haunt Bills fans. Fast forward, the franchise has experienced a renaissance in recent years, led by the dynamic Josh Allen, a quarterback who has become one of the league's most electrifying talents. Allen's arm strength, mobility, and leadership have transformed the Bills from perennial playoff contenders to genuine Super Bowl contenders. Last season, the Bills finished with an 11-6 record, narrowly missing out on the top seed in the AFC due to a few close losses and some inconsistency in the secondary, which was exposed at times in the playoffs. Buffalo's current roster is stacked with talent. Josh Allen, at just 28, has thrown for over 0 yards and 128 touchdowns in his 4 NFL seasons, with a career passer rating of approximately 92. His rushing ability adds an extra dimension, and his leadership qualities make him the heart and soul of this team. Wide receivers Stefon Diggs and Gabe Davis have been reliable targets, with Diggs posting over 400 yards receiving last season and leading the league in receptions at one point. The offensive line has improved significantly, giving Allen more time to operate. Defensively, the Bills have been a mixed bag but possess a strong core. Led by linebacker Matt Milano, defensive tackle Ed Oliver, and the aforementioned Tre'Davious White, the Bills' defense in 2023 allowed an average of 22 points per game. Their pass rush has been effective at times, but inconsistent pass coverage has been a nagging issue. The addition of Von Miller last season brought veteran leadership and pass-rushing prowess, but injuries hampered his impact at crucial moments. The Bills have historically been a team that emphasizes building through the draft, and they've had notable hits with players like Tre'Davious White, drafted in 2017, who became a shutdown corner and a cornerstone of the secondary. They've also made savvy free agent acquisitions to fill key gaps. Their front office, led by GM Brandon Beane, has been aggressive but disciplined, understanding that acquiring star talent is essential to finally break through and reach the Super Bowl stage. Looking ahead, expectations are sky-high. The Bills are in their championship window, with Allen entering his prime and a roster that is competitive on both sides of the ball. The addition of a player like Jalen Ramsey, who is arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the league when healthy, could be the final piece that pushes the Bills over the edge. It would give them a secondary that is not just good, but elite, capable of shutting down the league's best passing offenses. Statistical and analytical insights into Ramsey's impact ***. To understand just how transformative Ramsey could be, let's delve into some detailed statistics and analytics. In 2025, Ramsey's 78 tackles and 5 interceptions highlight his ball skills and ability to read plays effectively. His 16 pass deflections suggest a high level of coverage disruption, and his PFF grade of 90. 6 indicates top-tier performance across all facets of his game. His coverage rating of 92. 1 is among the league's elite, and his run defense grade of 76. 8 shows he's capable against the run when needed. His ability to shadow the opponent's best receiver reduces the target share of that player, making the entire offense less efficient. For example, in 2023, Ramsey shadowed opposing WR1s on 70% of their routes, holding them to less than 60 yards per game on average, a significant improvement over league averages. Furthermore, Ramsey's presence on the field often influences quarterbacks' decision-making, leading to a decrease in completion percentage against him by approximately 8%. His reputation alone forces offenses to scheme differently, often double-teaming or rolling away from him, opening opportunities for other defenders. In terms of advanced metrics, Ramsey's EPA expected points added per coverage snap was plus 0.15 in 2025, ranking him in the top 5 among cornerbacks. His ability to consistently limit explosive plays, defined as passes over 20 yards, is also noteworthy. He allowed only 4 such plays last season, significantly fewer than league averages. Historical relevance and future outlook. Looking back, Ramsey's career trajectory has been stellar. Drafted 5th overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2016, he quickly established himself as a shutdown corner, earning All-Pro honors in 2017 and 2020. His trade to the Los Angeles Rams in 2023 marked a new chapter, where he helped the Rams reach the playoffs and was instrumental in their defensive improvements. In 2025, Ramsey's consistent performance and leadership have reinforced his reputation as one of the league's premier defenders. His durability, professionalism, and ability to perform in high-pressure moments make him a perfect fit for the Bills' championship ambitions. Looking forward, if the trade materializes, Ramsey's presence could extend the Bills' window of contention through the next 3-4 seasons. With the NFL shifting increasingly towards passing offenses, having a lockdown corner like Ramsey is invaluable. His ability to neutralize top receivers means opposing offensive coordinators will need to devise more complex, less predictable game plans, giving Buffalo's pass rush and secondary more opportunities to create turnovers. Expectations and strategic implications. The strategic implications of acquiring Ramsey are profound. It would allow the Bills to play a more aggressive man-to-man defense, freeing up linebackers and safeties to attack the quarterback or play more zone coverage without fear of being exploited deep. This flexibility could lead to more turnovers and sacks, turning the tide in close games. Offensively, a stronger defense can lead to better field position, fewer possessions for opponents, and overall confidence to take risks on offense. The synergy between a formidable secondary and an aggressive pass rush has historically been a recipe for Super Bowl success. The Bills have the talent on offense, but a top-tier defense can elevate their overall championship odds substantially. Division and AFC playoff landscape. The AFC East has become one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL, with the Dolphins and Jets making significant offseason upgrades. The Dolphins, led by Tua Tagovailoa and the explosive Tyreek Hill, have one of the league's most potent passing attacks. The Jets, with Aaron Rodgers now at the helm, are looking to re-establish themselves as contenders, especially with a fortified secondary and a revamped offensive line. In this context, adding Ramsey would give the Bills an edge, particularly in matchups against these rivals. The impact on division standings could be substantial. Betting odds reflect this potential shift. The Bills' odds of winning the AFC East could improve from plus 150 to even money or better if Ramsey joins, signaling a shift in the perceived hierarchy. The broader AFC landscape is also shifting. Kansas City remains the perennial powerhouse, but teams like Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Jacksonville are all vying for supremacy. The Bills, with a reinforced secondary, could position themselves as serious contenders to dethrone the Chiefs and make a deep playoff run. Risk analysis and final considerations, of course. Every trade carries risk. The initial investment of a first-round pick and a conditional second-round pick is significant. If Ramsey doesn't fit seamlessly into the system or suffers an injury, the impact could be diminished. However, Ramsey's recent durability and performance history mitigate some of these concerns. Moreover, the Bills' front office and coaching staff have shown a willingness to be aggressive when the opportunity presents itself. Given their championship aspirations and the current window with Allen at quarterback, making a bold move like this aligns with their strategic vision. Conclusion: a potential turning point for the Bills' asterisk. In summary, the potential acquisition of Jalen Ramsey by the Bills represents more than just adding a star cornerback. It's a statement of intent. It's about building a defense capable of carrying the team deep into the playoffs and making a serious Super Bowl push. It's about elevating the franchise's status and solidifying their place among the NFL's elite. Buffalo fans, this move could define the next era of Bills football. It's a chance to finally unlock the full potential of our defense, give our offense the support it needs, and chase that elusive Super Bowl title that has eluded us since the early 1990s. So, what do you think? Are you excited about the possibility of Ramsey donning the blue, red, and white? Do you believe this trade could be the catalyst for a championship run? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and hopes in the comments below. Remember, the offseason is just heating up, and I'll be right here bringing you the latest updates, deep dives, and analysis. Stay passionate, Bills Mafia, because the best is yet to come. Total characters now, 1072.